to the threat of Iran, as you brought up. Both presidential candidates agree that we can't allow a nuclear Iran to exist. President Obama has enacted very tough sanctions. Are sanctions sufficient to deal with this threat? Israel has suggested that it may make a preemptive strike if necessary. If that happens, would you support sending U.S. troops to the region to support and defend our only democratic ally in that region?
Exactly, yes. I think that the single biggest challenge this country faces internationally are failed states. Security at home begins with security abroad. The Iranian situation is certainly one that is getting more difficult by the day. Not only are they trying to build nuclear devices, and if they're doing it for peaceful purposes, let's be honest, they wouldn't be doing it 5 floors below the ground. But they're also exporting weapons, and they're exporting soldiers to southern Lebanon, and in some cases I know they're exporting weapons to Hamas in the Gaza Strip. So it's a hypothetical question. Did you ask about putting troops?
Would you commit troops?
That's a hypothetical situation. It would have to be done on a case-by-case basis. I do believe that sanctions do not work. I think that sanctions empower smugglers on the border. I think that the sanctions that have been in place, I know they're getting stiffer, Representative Tsongas. I don't believe they will work. I think that what it does is it allows the Shia leadership of the mullahs to consolidate their power by focusing on the great state that is our country. And I think that we need to draw a line in the sand. I truly do, and I think that's what we need to do. But as for committing troops, look, that would have to be, that's a hypothetical question. But, I mean, obviously, if Israel is getting overrun, that would be something we have to evaluate. But at this time, I don't think that's going to be necessary.
I'm not sure if you create a red line, what that means. You know, what does that mean once you hit the red line? Well, I think it's very clear that a nuclear-armed Iran is not acceptable. The President has made that clear. I certainly endorse that. And nor can we ever take the military option off the table. But we do have in place some of the most robust sanctions ever put in place against a country. And we're seeing that they do have an effect. There are now demonstrations in the streets of Iran by its people because of the impact of those sanctions. And so I think we have to give those sanctions a time to work. We have to engage in robust diplomatic effort and continue to pursue those efforts. I don't think we should rush to war, and I do believe putting a red line in the sand invites what do you do once you reach that red line.
I personally think that we do put a red line in the sand, and I think that we say we let the Iranians know that they need to open up these facilities to let the International Atomic Energy investigators see exactly what they're doing with nuclear fusion. That's what I think we should do.
And that would be the goal of sanctions and associated with diplomacy. I think that would obviously be moving towards a situation we would all like to see. But a red line suggests something quite different.
Isn't that just a line? Isn't that just a line in the sand then, Representative Simon?
It's your color line.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to draw a line now. Steve.